There you are back in the 1980s. A young kid, don't have a lot of money. What are you going to do? Well, you have to have Han Solo in carbonite, don't you? You're going to have to recreate that scene at some point. So what I used to do as a kid was use aluminum foil. And there you go. Makeshift Han in carbonite. Stick him on your wall of Jabba's palace, put him in the Slave 1, and no trouble, right? Well, this only works for kids with really strong imaginations. And the older you get, the worse your imagination gets. So naturally, I had to buy a real Han Solo in carbonite. And the first one I got was this. This is a bonus toy that came with your Slave 1 if you bought the vehicle.
Prepare to receive cargo.
Kenner's Slave 1 comes with frozen Han Solo.
Is Han Solo completely frozen, Stormtrooper? Yes, Boba Fett.
Action figures each sold separately.
Place them in the prisoner retention unit.
Slave 1 has a rear loading ramp.
Prepare for takeoff. Check.
Movable cannons and gravity-operated wings that trigger lock.
On to Jabba.
Slave 1 with frozen Han Solo from Kenner's Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back collection. Action figures each sold separately.
And what it is just a piece of plastic. No figure can fit inside because if you'll take a look here, it's the same height as a figure, so he's too tall. You see that? Figures are too tall to go inside. It's small, but it's just a little bonus. It's not meant to be the real deal. But it fits right inside the Slave 1, and it's fun. Stick it on, Jabba's wall, whatever. That was until Power of the Force 1985, and they came out with this, where you can actually put your figure inside. He doesn't lock in place very well. That's my only complaint. But the detail on it is really good. And of course his arms have to be down at his sides rather than upward in the movie accurate position. But you see how much bigger it is than the Slave 1? The detail that they put into it is a really nice bonus for collectors and kids at the time. So this is a great thing to have in your collection. Then as years went on, they came out with a really awesome version in Power of the Force 2, 1990s. And this one has clamps that you put your figure in, and it holds them in place. So now you actually have your figure inside. Pretty fun, right? I like that. It's really cool. And let's give it a comparison here. Pretty good size. Overall, this is one of my favorite Power of the Force figures that you could buy just because it's a heck of a lot of fun. I mean, that's a great idea. Then, for the original trilogy collection, they came out with another one. This is a much more movie-accurate version of Han, but the carbonite block, while it is the same size as the figure, you can fit him inside. There's really nowhere for him to go and no clamp to hold on to him. You just have to set him there. Really, it's more of a wall decoration. And the only thing that makes me mad about this is that they made him orange. So it's only used for that split second right when he's being thawed out. So you can't put this in Bespin, you can't put it in Jabba's palace. It's only used for that one split second when Leia releases him. So I didn't like how they did this. It's disappointing for me to kind of see how they're getting a little cheaper, I would say. So those are some pretty good versions, but that's not all. They also came out with this. This is a 3D cardboard diorama of Jabba's palace. Came out in the 90s. And it came with an exclusive Han Solo in carbonite. You may be deceived in thinking that this would be just like this version, but it's not. It's only the backdrop. So this is used for that split second after he's de-thawed and he falls out. Their imprint is left of his body. The figure is pretty cool. He comes with these really awesome shackles. And he's got some stains on his shirt. Kind of like the stains on this guy's shirt. But I love the expression on his face. He's got this most pitiful expression in the world. He looks so sad. He kind of looks like Lon Chaney Jr. But a fun thing you can do is do like a sort of a mashup of these two. They go together, they come apart, you know. So, but that's still not all. Just when you thought I was going to be done, there's more. The carbon freezing chamber, which I'll show in greater detail in the next video. I just don't want to run out of time. And it comes with this. A carbonite block. So let's just let's pick this one. You put him inside, you close the door, and you can vaguely see his imprint in it. So, somewhat using the same concept I did with my old aluminum foil. You get a guy trapped in carbonite, and it's not perfect, but I think we can kind of see which ones are good and which ones are bad. My personal favorite is, of course, Power of the Force here, followed by this. So I think that's all of them. I don't think there are any other versions. If you'll notice here down in the picture, it looks like they use black rubber for the picture, but mine is sort of a silvery cloth. So that's strange. So maybe there's one of those that exists out there. Maybe I'll have to get that. But in the next video, we'll look at the carbonite chamber in more detail.